Oh yeah. There we go. Okay. Mic settings are good. Let's off we go. I need to figure out Live 2D, which I haven't done in a long time. Which is not a great place to be, but because I'm happy with what I got for my, I think that looks a lot better. But then the question is, how can I bring this over to Live 2D? Because it's been a while. The last thing I threw together was in like 3 days. Okay, so give me, yeah, this, where I made it a few different times over. Yeah, so it's like, here's the old one. And it was something about the texture, which is the generate the texture thing off of the... Okay, but that's that. So give me a new... I want to do a new model. Why is the part... Okay, this? Oh, this is just parts. No matter what model. Okay, so... If I just drag the image over, what does that do? Also, did that... Oh, yeah, I didn't... Give me an album then. Then I don't have to mess with the music. Yeah, that sore throat I had last stream has turned into congestion this stream for sure. I am stuffed up. Luckily not too low energy. I'm not miserable, but I am stuffed up. Okay, where's the album that I bought that I really like? Because that's a good place to start, is to just say, just give me that one, because I know it's a full album, and I like it. Okay. So... The large version, like... Can I just do that? Aha, will be placed as a texture for modeling. Will be placed as a guide image. Okay, so that actually is the wrong... Yeah, here. Why do I have two of the same thing? Okay, so that worked though. So if I do that and say it's going to be a guide image. Okay. This is not going to be a terribly complex model, so it shouldn't matter much. Wait, I don't need the outline. Why do I have so many different versions? Okay, well, since none of them are actually the thing that I want, so X. Nope, that's not how you delete that. There we go. So now we go back over to here and export that. Yeah, because then I went all extra and was like, oh, let's do outfits. And I'm like, no, I don't need to be worrying about outfits right now. I still gotta fix the shirt on that, but... Like, I think that's pretty fun. And then I tried doing, like, a cute dress, cute skirt. It's like, it doesn't entirely work. But... Oh yeah, and could do winter clothes, but characters already wear long sleeves, so... Okay, I probably want to blow this up just because it's pixel art. Oh, and I just need this single frame. I don't need the whole thing. But if I do that, it's not going to export very well because it's not going to blow it up. Okay. Okay, let's just call this V5 for maximum confusion. I like to be maximally confused, because it makes me feel like I'm doing something. It's like that little bit of time right when I start work, where the only thing I can do to be a good employee is to log into the systems and let it all boot up. That's where I'm like, okay, I'm not goofing anything up. I'm being a good employee. I'm logging into my computer. But that moment is so fleeting. Okay, you. There, guide image. Okay. Yes, I only have the one for this new model. So if I shift, yes, shift. Okay. Oh, and this is the blown up version. Yeah, I wouldn't. It's the only thing is I don't remember exactly how to get the texture atlas working, and I don't remember exactly how to. Yeah, none of this needs to be perfectly sized anyway. There's so much hat. That's the fun thing. There's so much hat. Okay. And I think I isolated each of the parts already a long time ago, except those are old versions. Yeah. Now, by old versions, I mean that's all face stuff. Did I not isolate the beard? There's mouth? That's side mouth. I'm not gonna mess with that. That's what goofed up my last model. That's why I keep turning green. That's why I'm all funky looking. Oh yeah, I forgot to scooch the character over. Okay. Well, the corner is better actually. It's just not good for Twitch clips though. But excuse me, can I clicked on this and then I want to move it. There we go. Sure. Okay, and then deselect. And by deselect, I mean don't select something else. Just deselect it. Why do you insist on selecting other things? Can you just not have something selected at all times? There we go. That actually doesn't blow the chat up, does it? Just makes this longer. That's good to know. Okay, this can shrink then. Oh yeah, I need to change this go live notification. That's something else to change. Okay, so the different parts being... Oh yeah, and I was thinking about the blush there too. It's not actually added right now, but that's okay. Yeah, it's really just I need to figure out which parts of this to... Yeah, so I need to export this. Just this layer though. I need to turn off all the other layers. Oh, that's the skull. Sure. Yeah, these are all separated out, but the face, yeah, the face parts are not separated, which is not great. Okay, so now it's just that, so that I can export that. There's a way to do this texture atlas thing, and I don't remember how to do it. So let's just see if this is a soap body. Okay, we're gonna just do, yes, gnome, so this is gnome model. Yeah. Give me that, yeah, no, model parts, and then save this as body. So now if I look in there, because it's not blown up either. I don't know if it needs to be blown up or not, but it's not blown up. Okay, and then clothes. Let's turn that off. Okay, so do I have a, so that texture atlas, how did I make that in this here? Okay, so you need to be saved as no model v5. So then if I look at no model v4 again, okay, so I have each of these individual images in that folder. Why did that folder pop up? I don't know. Okay. So let's do bangs. Why is it called bangs? I know I had black pixel just because that was the mouth. So bust out Notepad and give me, show me. The one thing you don't say is show me. Show me. No, you don't say show me. Okay, no, you can say it then if you want to say it. Say what? Great. Watch too many It's Always Sunny clips. So. Hat. Hair. Body. Clothes. Brow. Left. Brow. Right. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about closed eye. Oh, I ripped the ears off the head. Think that makes sense? Ear left, ear right. I mean, that shouldn't be too bad, right? So then sclera, pupil, and I don't need different versions of that because I'm not making them different things. Then the beard. Yeah, because this time, if I can add the physics into the hat, that would be fantastic. Hair pixel and white pixel. I don't even remember what those things are on my model. Mouth and nose. So right now I have the body. And then I was working on exporting the clothes. Meaning the body needs to get hidden. Oh yeah, I was gonna work on actually talking about other things. There's my journal. It is just so horribly behind. It's been like been keeping a daily journal since 2018, and 2024 it's just been too much of a flippin' whirlwind that I'm like, my journal's 3 weeks behind. I can still catch up on it, but that's gonna take so long. Like 20 minutes doesn't seem that bad, but when it's 18 days, it's like, oh, that's 6 hours of journaling. Wait, give me random noun generator. Yeah, there we go. Basis. As in, like, based. Do I have any opinions that are based versus, what's the other one? Not based. Acidic? Is that what it's supposed to... I don't actually remember what based is supposed to be based on. Damn it. What the basis is for base. I don't know that I have any, well, because based is supposed to be popular opinions? Or, like, possibly controversial popular opinions? I don't entirely remember what based is. I am not one of how you say the kiddos. Making an old man as my model. I am not a kiddo. Yeah, it's very much when I hit 30, I'm like, I'm old. I can no longer pretend like... It definitely feels like I failed. It's like I'm never gonna be on that 30 under 30 list. Not that I was ever like a great business entrepreneur kind of person, but it certainly feels like, well, my best days are behind me. It's all downhill from here. And then that's the face. We're not gonna worry about the blush right now. Well, it's because I didn't even have it toggled on. I think it's kind of fun. It's kind of cute, but... Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna... Yeah, because I made the eye and the pupil the exact same. Even if the positioning is different. So, we do... this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Hit export. Brow. Left. And then we say, oop, nope, I lied. Why are you lagging that badly? Well, no. If you're gonna lag that badly, I don't want to redo all of this. every time. I'm like, okay, you know what? We're gonna... You get rid of them so easily, and yet... So, brow right. And then what I'm thinking here is I just copy-paste this. Or rather, I just copy-paste the piece that I want. So get rid of that. And say the mouth. And export it. Oh, I need to figure out channel command things. Need to figure out what those little exclamation points are. I don't know if the fact that I've been doing this for 3.5 years and I don't know the basics is impressive or not. Or is it just sad? It doesn't mean that I'm like... Does it mean I'm persevering? Or does it mean I'm just stupid? I don't want to face it because I don't think I'm going to like the answer. I mean, I think there's an acknowledgement that I am, in fact, not smart. But I don't think that's a prerequisite for, like... Smarts also doesn't matter. That's, I think, again, that niche. And I think that's something I've never fully figured out either. It's just the niche. I just don't know what my spot is, what my space is. I think I made this more difficult than it needed to be, but that's okay. That tends to be how I operate. It always has to, it's like, I could have just hired somebody to say, I want to be a garden gnome. But I'm like, nah. Sure, I have some money I could spend on a VTuber model. And I'm like, I gotta do it all myself. And again, is that a brand thing? Or is that just a... I am dumb? I think it's a goal thing. I think it's a... What do I want to accomplish? And most of the time, it's learning. That's what I want to accomplish. And it's a bummer that learning does not pay very well. Because I think there's a lot of people that would love to just learn. Oh, that hat looks so off when it's just the face. What did I just add? Wait, okay, that's the hat. The hair. There we go. That's looking a lot better. It's just the face all isolated like that. This is the skull. Yeah, it's just the skull and the pajama. Which that's not gonna matter until I get to that specific thing. Oh, and then I wanted to see if I wanted to hack the ears off of the head to move them. It's like, maybe, kinda, sorta, probably, I don't know. Okay, so now I have all the pieces and the parts. So how did I make the texture atlas to pull from, and how do I view the texture atlas? Because that was also a Okay, I got the guideline. And if I just drag and drop a part in, will be placed as a texture for modeling. Oh, it needs to be an exponents of 2. What? I think it was 48. Which is, that'd be, I need 4096, not 48. Okay, so cancel that, and you are... Come on. Oh, no, it's 240. 256 is what it needs to be. I could either resize this and then resize everything. That's annoying. So if I go back to you. What are all these then? This is just a guide image. That's just a guide image. Oh, okay, and then there's all the face stuff. Okay. Can I rename this to say that it's a guide? Just so that I could look at that and know it's a guide? It'd be helpful. For me, because I'm dumb. Okay, so what happens if I try to do that? Select an extra model to integrate. PSD? I don't have a PSD file. This is just an image. Register a PSD file. Add all layers as a new art mesh. That's not a PSD file. It's just an image. So I could just do that? Okay. Obviously, I haven't sized it right, but yeah, and I think in most cases it wouldn't matter much. But okay, you need to shrink or grow or shoot, it is scroll click. Which sucks because scroll click on my mouse is kind of dying. That's the guide image, you doofus. Okay, you're supposed to be at the top anyway because you're the guide image. Okay, well then you come down. You go up. You come down. Or, you know, just don't do any of that. Because it's alphabetical? Okay. And this is blurry as heck, because these are... Yeah, it's too tiny. I gotta blow up the... Even this looks a little tiny, and I thought the gnome parts were... Oh, that was the issue. Is that I gotta delete all of these other... What is all this? Oh, this is the each of the parts as separate pieces. Okay, well... I don't want to... We're going to do this, save as. Again, for maximum confusion, no model V5. Do a different naming convention every single time I make something. Okay, so then you can go away, and you can, all y'all can go away. Yeah, I do want to get rid of the turning green. I think I'm kind of turning green. I think I'm kind of turning green, and I don't like it. Do. It's because I didn't know how to. Yeah. Means I won't be able to look left and right as well, but it don't matter much anyway. It's not like I look right all that much any hoozles. I mean, it's really going to be once I get it into the system, I can see. Now I gotta turn everything off again. I gotta do the whole process again. I feel like the maid. I just did this. Can we keep this done for a while? There we go. You're the one I wanted to keep on for now. Yeah, and this is all just a matter of well, the text, it was saying you need to do like a certain size for the texture atlas, but then it didn't seem to care either. So, yeah, there we go. That's much bigger. And now because it's the only frame, it'll have no problem doing that. Okay, let's do original size here. And then drag everybody in. Ugh. Yeah, and then it lets me do it. That's the funny thing. Okay, and then I actually want to call this body. And then you go away. And then you come up. Yeah, I don't know that I need to separate these things, but because I don't think there's any scenario in which I would want to just remove the character's clothing. But oh yeah, I didn't do like a swimsuit version. Oh, this doesn't even have the skull, so this one doesn't matter for this version of the model anyway. And this is the beard. I should probably drink out of my new giant water bottle. I don't know if it'll improve my water intake or not, but at least I have an option to carry around a ton of my own water. Because apparently, the office that I'm working at does not have good water. Like it's in a swamp, and it's not good to drink. So having a ginormous water bottle is probably going to pay off for me. Yeah, with me hacking and coughing, that's also a good opportunity to not clothes. I was just talking about I needed to add a swimsuit model version for my character. Well, need and want are two different things. Okay. So, are you still gonna run super slow if I try to Control Z on these? We shall see. Brow left. Okay. So when it was all those frames, that might have been the issue. I'm glad this is running a little faster at least. Brow. Right. And we'll do nose. Oh, let's see if that explodes it or not. Mouth. I mean, it shouldn't. I should, yeah, it's like I should be able to back it up. And then you. And you. And then bring back all the opacities just for maximum annoyance when I have to inevitably redo this again because I don't know what I'm doing. No, it's just so I can get a good look at the character again. Like, okay, there's the character. Now that I have those pieces and parts, can I... What are you? It added a folder, didn't it? Yeah, body. It added a body folder. Wait, so if I just do that? No. Oh. Okay. You can tell me no. You don't have to freeze up. Okay, yeah, I'm understanding that I did a bad. You could continue to work, please. I need to get a new mouse. Why? Everything requires maintenance. So much maintenance. Okay, so this is a texture, which it didn't seem to be. So I want to integrate it with this. With the PSD file. Yes, replace that body PNG. Aha! That's nice and crisp. There we go. So now I can shrink it. Is there a number I could shrink it to? Nah. Parameter. There's no scale value, is there? I thought I needed like some kind of texture atlas. Yeah, look at that crisp. Crisp. Crispy. Okay, can I... Oh, that is the body model. Nope, not the guide. just a little bigger. And by a little, I mean a lot bigger, I think. Because the feet don't seem to be lining up. A little smaller then? There we go, that's looking pretty close. Again, it's a guide, it doesn't have to be exact. Especially when it's so flippin' fuzzy. Okay, I didn't need to scooch it. Okay. There's something about generating a texture atlas. Yeah, okay, and then I turn off that blurry. Okay. Hold on, can I just drag the rest of these in? Plop. As textures into no model v5. Add new layers as a new art mesh. Sure. I don't know what any of that means. Ah, okay. Nope. There, add texture v5 texture v5 new texture v5 new texture v5 new. You start coming and they don't stop 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 coming and they don't. I think Radiograms has some other good albums. These are full albums, right? Not just nope, those are just tracks. How about first? That works. As I keep saying, that's what sucks the most about this, is that I really enjoy streaming. There's absolutely no viewership for little old me, but I love doing this. I also didn't put any effort into trying to get viewership for this stream because I knew it was not going to be good, but somehow it still hurts. I don't have a message, and yet somehow I'm miffed I'm not being heard. Speaker. But pretty much what I was just saying. Like, I kind of regret... Can I change the canvas? Because I'm like, the... Because then it would be like pixel perfect. Then I wouldn't have to move things around all funky. So... How is there not a scale button? There's no thing there. Like, I was just using all these tools to change the scale of this piece here. And yet somehow there's no scale button. Okay, we're gonna just delete it. And then re-import it, because everything else is also texture v5. You're in like the wrong, it's the wrong layer. It's the wrong spot. Can you go to the back, please? Why do you not move? Why do you look... Why is this here? This doesn't do anything. Why does it have... Why does it look like it's doing something? You layered everything else so good. Why are you... I can't move these. But why do you make it look like I can? And also, can I change the layering on this, please? The body... layering. So how about... This is just the import, though. This is not the... Oh, I lied. No. Here. That's where I wanted it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. That's the right layering. It's not the right layering. The brow left and right need to go way to heck up here. Hell yeah, there we go. And the beard also needs to go here. Yeah, hat goes on top of the hair, hair goes on top of everything else. There we go. Okay. So now can I... Brow left and right are fine. Can I copy and paste this? I can. I lied. I lied. I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna just... Because then the positioning is correct and I don't gotta worry about that. We're gonna just axe those. No eyeballs for you. None eyes. And then go back in here and do this and this and this and this and this and this. And also this. And hit export. And then also get rid of sclera and pupil so that I can do specifically sclera left. pupil. Left. No! I knew it! I knew it! Going back and re-adding these layers was gonna come and bite me in the butt. And my butt just felt it. It got chomped on. Dadgummit. Pupil left. Oh, and then if I undo... Yeah, that undoes all those. Ah! Okay, save. I did. It entirely got me. Okay, the one thing I got was the pupil. I need the sclera and the pupil for both eyes still. So you and you and you and you. You and you. And you. And you and you. There we go. Yeah, pupil left. Sclera left. And then back that up. Get rid of you. Pupil right. Yeah, I was like, not that this needs to be pixel perfect, but positioning will be correct to start with. Sclera right. I'm gonna just leave it like this. If I need to see the full model, I could go look at Dadgummit. I can go look at known parts. Okay, there we go. Took a second to load and kind of scared me there. Okay, so this is also everything's turned off, which is fine. If I really wanted to look at it, I could look at the... Did I do an export of each of the different images? I don't think I ever did. I was gonna do that as a social media post. I was like, that sounds like a good idea. And then I didn't do that. Yeah, I have this gnome parts. Yeah, I just have this. I don't have... And that's the old version. Yeah, it's not gnome parts of E5. Yeah, I kind of wanted to add some round to the belly, but it just wasn't looking good. It wasn't looking right. But I think adding some round to the hat really brightened up the face in a way I like. Okay. So now I can add the eyeballs again. So pupil and sclera, kerplunk, this and that and this and that. And while I'm clicking these, give me another random noun. Passion. Why are these like, they're so vague and yet so specific to what I'm doing. I'm speaking and being passionate about stuff that I'm just bad at. And I was watching Doug Doug's video about a guide for new content creators, and was saying like, go find what you're great at. And dadgummit, with the sclera and the pupils, you're supposed to be like this. And there we go. Okay. I think I need to have everything be in here, though, is the issue. So can I select everybody? I can. So then I can... Aha! Sweet. Make it nice and big again. Again, I don't need to match it up with the guideline. Exactly. Okay, and hide you. Because I have everything selected, so... Okay, so now I have all the parts and pieces in here, right? So now nothing's mapped out. In terms of the movement of the character. So, do I remember how to do that? There's something about a texture atlas, I thought. Yeah, because it's like, what's all this then? Yeah, it's that one moment right there where it switches or it turns green or the transparencies don't work out. That I kind of wanted to avoid. Okay. I mean, looking at my old stuff is probably not the way to go. So can I do a new... So how did I get that going then? What is this face rotation? Expand. Warp deformer of head. Face warp. Okay. And then if I go far enough down, yeah, warp deformer of eye right, and then I find eye right. Okay. So how did I do that again? Okay, there's the export. That's fine. Add a new... There's the texture atlas. Which I feel like eventually I will need to do. Interesting. Don't shoot that. Don't. That's scary. I scared. Deformer. Aha! Create a warp deformer. Okay. There's a good chunk of these that I don't know. But what is that thing? I don't know. Those are just windows. I'm not animating anything. Yeah, okay, so all those are, yeah, that's fine. So if I do create a new warp deformer, I do want to do a rotation deformer for the whole head, but oh, I didn't separate the head from the body. That kind of causes issues, don't it? I can't rotate the head. That was something I was excited about, was actually maybe kind of sort of doing head rotation. Can't really do that if the head is attached to the body. So, more layers, more pieces here. So we're going to do that, and that, and that, and that, and get rid of the head as it is attached to the body. Let's extend the neck a little bit, just to make sure those bases are covered. Okay. Yeah, it's like should look exactly the same. Now the body is separated from the head, so the head can actually rotate. Should I separate the neck as well? And then you, and you, and you, and you. Oh, I can't do that for any of the skin. Yep, or even the white. Shoot. So, a tad tedious, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. So now the head is separated from the body. And then did I want to separate the ears too? I most certainly could while I'm here. So let's just do that. I don't know that they need to be on their own separate layer, but I'm like, no, skin off my nose. No ears on my head. Although for me as a physical person, oh man, I'm trying to think of what Saints Row uses as ear roll. I think it is. My ears are definitely rolled in, where it's like you look at me head on and I don't have ears. Okay, so now we gotta redo a few different things. So you go away, you go away, you go away. And then we go back to here with the body. Export that. I feel like I am actually fumbling my way towards something, which is surprising to me because this also feels like it should have a lot of tutorial stuff, and yet just kind of separating my image out into pieces. and slapping it into Live 2D seems to be working okay. Sorta. Not entirely sure. Okay, and then that. Get rid of you. Here left. Oh, I guess I could look at Live 2D is a whole set of things that tell me here's parts and pieces you might want. You're right. I believe it may or may not. Okay, the only one I actually... Again, here. Just the face. Okay, so now the body goes away for the upteenth time. Body, away with ye. Oh no. I gotta rescale all of that, don't I? Which almost makes me feel like, okay, I should just trash everybody. And there we go, just to make myself feel better. I mean, that's kind of part of the process when I'm figuring it out the way I am, is that there's going to be a lot of do it again and again until you understand what you're actually supposed to be doing. But I think even Stardew Valley, I think that was one of the... Stardew Valley, I think, had a few different art passes. Like, the whole game was... The art was remade a couple times. And I know for sure that Fez was remade, I think, like 3 times, art-wise. Well, and even watching Game Maker's Toolkit, he just did a video recently where he threw out all the art in his game and remade it. Oh, and then I gotta do this again. Okay, give me a subject. Yeah, there's also this. This got... I got through these two. Do you believe in love? Yeah, it's just too fast, too... These are not great conversation starters. Either that or I've seen them already. Nah, I think this random noun is better. A requirement. In terms of like... So is there anything in life that I would say is a requirement? Well, that's something I figured out recently, is that... everything is maintenance. Which sucks. You're like, oh, I brushed my teeth. I'm done brushing my teeth, right? No, it's just a new thing that you do. It's like when you get old, you don't heal. You just add a new routine. Just time to start taking these pills. Time to just drink more water. It's like getting a kidney stone. Oh, pain. Time to freak out about, oh, I might be getting a kidney stone. There was a Hank Green video recently, too, that was like... things that suck about having cancer, or things that were good about cancer, and yet somehow it was somewhat of that, like, you're just not, even after being in remission, you're not done with cancer because it could come back. So then anytime you feel a weird pain, it's like, oh, is this that thing I was worried about? It's just a new thing to live with. Let's see, any other requirements? You will die. It's the one... Is it death and taxes? But taxes are a made-up human thing. death is a bit more universal. I mean, even the universe is gonna die, so. I have a model on top of my model, so I can model while I model. It's definitely not working out for me. Okay. You go there. There we go. Okay. And then... So, we'll just start with pupils. Need to go at the top, for sure. And then the beard needs to come up. Here. The hat needs to come up. At least just on top of the head. The brows should probably actually go on top of everything. There we go. So let's try that again. Are you kidding me? 31 parts? I have one extra part? This is such a simple model. What? Boo, hiss, boo. Are you kidding me? Okay, I can meld the clothes into the body and just call that the body. So I have to get rid of the body and add it again. Wait, the hair? Did the hair come through? Hair should be above the head, but below the hat. Ear left, ear right. Why are they way... I feel like they should be... no, they should be behind the head. Okay, well, if you're gonna complain, you're using the free version. You can't do anything. Please pay us. I would, except I don't... Oh, the clothes should be down here anyway. Okay, so all I gotta do is turn this on, and then turn this on, and turn this off. There we go. And then I can export that as the body, and get rid of clothing as an item. So, cannot take off clothes. So, body again for the update time. So, okay, and I did not change the sizing on any of this, which is good. So, clothes and body will both go away. This should just be a floating head. And then bring the body back over. And then wherever the body went. Oh, you are at the top. It should be at the bottom. Okay. So now save. Well, because there's 30 items. That's for the free version. You didn't say less than 30. Okay, I was gonna say, it was 30. Not less than 30. Okay, it just... had to think about it for a while there. Yeah, it's all gonna fit in here at some point. Somehow, okay. So. Oh, meaning, yeah, that's why I can't. That's also why I can't do different versions. Oh, I should export those. We'll just do it now. It's one of those, like, do it while you're thinking about it. Okay, definitely needs the hat. Definitely needs the hair. Definitely needs the beard. Definitely needs the skull for the little pajama shirt. And the clothing. And the body. Doesn't need a background stuff. It's not a bad idea. It's not the color I picked. I specifically went back here and I clicked this. And then I went back here and I clicked that. So I don't know how it didn't do that. Yeah, goof. Okay, so now export this. This is obviously no model outfits. And this is default. Give me another random noun. Perception. Well, in terms of streaming and stuff, the perception that, you know, because I have no viewers, the thing I'm doing is not, you know, good. Or, oh, whoops, that's not what I meant. Okay. Why do I have so many different frames? I don't really want to get rid of the... Yeah. I don't really want to get rid of these other process things. These can go. I don't think I need those. Yeah, this stuff... so it gets into the separated model pieces. And I'm like, those don't need to be separated. Oh, and I was just flip-flopping the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was doing each piece as its own frame. But when I need to export different sizes of things, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, this is... Oh, okay, this is partly me copy-pasting over the old stuff. Just to make sure I got all the parts right, but... kind of redoing everything, so... Yeah, it was the up, down, left, right, which I could still use, possibly, but... Okay. But then, it's a matter of... Well, I don't want it in one image. I want 4 different images. Meaning it is a matter of delete everybody. Export. And then there. And then say, oops, wait, I lied. Bring everybody back. I don't remember how many there were. That many. Yes. music, Maestro, in this case. I have no clue how to pronounce the name, though. Let's see, is there anything else I had to say about perception? I don't know, maybe wanting to be perceived positively? Okay, so let's get rid of you, and then you, and then you, and you, and you, and you. So that I can do this export. Suit. Okay, let's actually count them next time. Oops. 11. Away with ye. Export it. Pajamas. Pajama banana pajama. Pajama! Something like that from that movie about pajamas. Little Nemo, there we go. Which there's a couple of Little Nemo games I'm actually excited to play at some point. And then I guess skirt? I guess what would the outfit be? Girly? That is kind of what I was aiming for. Sort of a girly outfit for sure. Okay. There, so now that's all exported. And then if I get rid of these, I could do a nice export like this. And that'll give me all 4. Yeah, and I could do more of a structured background instead of just a plain orange, but that's okay. There we go. Okay. And now if I look at this, the, yes, model outfits. Perfecto. Got the default, got the girly one, the everybody, the sleepy, and the suit. Is there something like dwarves? Got fancy and sleepy and girly and boring. Okay. Oh my goodness. I guess I didn't sleep too well last night, but I am suffering from a cold. For sure. And then, I don't know how to actually turn this into anything. Okay, there was a deformer. That was the whole thing, with redoing the head. Okay, so if I do create a rotation deformer. Okay. We'll see how many So this is the head rotation. So pretty much everybody's gonna have to go under head rotation, which is sort of what I did here. Yeah, face rotation. I don't ever actually rotate the face though, do I? In terms of... I think I added it, but never actually use it. Wonder how many I added here. I remember messing with rotate the head on the angle Z. I guess not. Thought I messed with it. Okay. Well, we'll do head rotation, and then everybody goes under that. Except for the body. But I think literally everything else is under head rotation. Okay, this should be all the pieces separated out, right? Oh, I guess it's the same here, as I just never messed with the body. It's all face rotation, which makes sense. Oh, so I did a warp deformer of the head. And then a face warp. Huh. Okay. I'll probably need a lot. How many did I end up with here? Because that's also saying you can only have 50. And I don't know how many I had here. I'm a little curious as to deformers, not images. Yeah, okay, this is the 3 different parts of the eyebrow. I was just gonna deform the eyebrow entirely. So that's definitely different. Well, if I was warping the different pixels, then most likely I'll be fine. I'll be under the 50 part limit. Although, if I was doing the different pixels, then like... Oh, it's because I had... I don't know. I don't think that's as precise, but it doesn't need to be precise. Yeah, I'm doing pixel art, but I'll be deforming this a bunch anyway. So... Is this where I need to start actually moving all these pieces onto the canvas correctly? Is this where I gotta grab everybody? Let's say actually be... Uh-oh. Okay, so you do have to grab each individual thing like that. Okay, so I still have an opportunity to do that. I don't know if I need to just yet. Like, that's gonna be the last thing I do, I think. At least that's the attempt. I don't know. I don't know what the best way to do this is. Because I've only done this once, like 3-4 years ago. Okay. I have, let's give me another topic. Administration. It's kind of a boring one, but I don't know. Do I have, like, detailed charts of... I do have my time tracker. It tells me, like, how much time I'm spending on certain things. Although I don't specifically go out of my way to say, okay, I spent this long playing a game on my phone while I was taking a dump, but I track some of the more broad times. Like, okay, I was eating lunch at this time. You know, I've been working on a project for an hour and a half. So, why am I suddenly feeling wiped out? Like, jeez. Well, this is actually, like, properly filtered water now. I finally actually got a new water filter. It's only been an hour and a half. I gotta at least get some of the basic deforming in. Okay, so it's something like... add keyforms. This is add a rotation keyform. And then here... I lied. Don't do that. Why are you... Huh? I didn't change the rotation and yet... Oops. I changed nothing. Why are you doing this? Oh, so it defaults to nothing. Odd. Okay, so where's the actual, like... rotate the thing? That... No! Okay, so... that's why you gotta have it on this canvas. Okay, we'll get rid of these. I don't need them. I didn't mean to get rid of both. I didn't mean to... What? I meant the key... these. Okay, left click is obviously that, so then this. Then if I hit delete, that gets rid of the thing entirely. Minus. Zero it out. Okay, there we go. Now, I need to actually put everything onto here. Yeah, but I want the head to rotate around that is the issue. Yeah, I'm like, I think that's a good size. So. It looks like a good size to me. But then if I rotate the head, yeah, it's not entirely what I'm looking for. I feel like it would be down a little bit. Like closer to the bridge of the nose. Not smack dab in the middle of the eyeballs. Or closer to where the mouth is. That's... How do... Okay, so then if I grab everybody, and by everybody I mean this, all this stuff, and I scooch it up here to say actually that's where the head rotation is sprouting from, and then I try to do this. No, don't become Goomba from the old Mario movie. Okay, that's better. But that means the canvas is off. Okay, there's a way to edit the canvas size. I don't know what it is. Nope, I didn't want you to play. And then you gotta insist on playing. I specifically went out of my way to pause it. Because I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to play that. That's what it was, yeah. Tonight She Comes. I was like, oh yeah, that soundtrack's not too bad. I wonder how the movie is. The movie was absolutely god-awful. Nonsense dialogue, nonsense action by characters that just immediately go into, like, weird rapey horror stuff. Just not a good look. Not a fun time. Canvas settings. Aha. So actually, I want to do bigger on the height. And probably give myself a little more width just for moving the character. Hey, there we go. So now, if I tilt the head, because I'm assuming if it goes outside of the box, it'll explode. And or just not be visible. Yeah, I ain't gonna tilt the head that much. Oh, the 30-degree angle. It's from 30 degrees to 30 degrees. So... That's fine, that's good. Okay. Slowly crawling myself towards something, I suppose. So now I need a warp deformer of the head, right? Yeah, okay, you can't just make a new deformer in there. So modeling deformer, create a warp deformer. Yeah, no, keep telling me. I guess this is head deformer. this child of the selected object. The rotation, that's the... Yeah, it doesn't need to be a lot? I don't know. Oh wait, destination part being the... Is this a part thing, or is this a rough design? What are you, what? Oh, you're already under the... No, you should be under the head rotation. You can't be. Okay. What about all these? Can these be under this head deformer? Yes. Which puts it under the head rotation. Okay. Why do you seem out of place? But if I move this, it's gonna... Oops. If I move this... Can I move this? Why are you not on top of the head? Why is it way the heck down here? It's not. Just get me out of here. Okay, it's fine. I don't need that. Nope. No, put the head deformer back where it was. Put that thing back where it came from. And by that, I mean put that thing back where I wanted it. To where it was. Or so help me. Bum, 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 bum. Why is the positioning entirely... But if I do that, yeah. I want it to layer on top of the head though, right? It's like I just moved the character on top of this thing to do that. But then like this head deformer. How do I move it? I have an appointment tomorrow and I don't want to go. Yeah, that's why I'm streaming, because I hit that moment of like, well, I just want to watch a YouTube video. It's like, no. That's not what I signed up for. I didn't say just chatting and going to watch YouTube videos. The fact that you can kind of do that and just watch YouTube videos with other people is odd to me, but I don't know that I could... Well, I do have reactions during YouTube videos, but not... I don't think enough to be content, necessarily. Okay, so if I look at you... Oh, it's not anything. How did I do that? Okay, wait. The way it says warp deformer of head makes me feel like it's... No, you're on the right spot. Like, how did I get that to do that? Or maybe... Okay, so you know what? Get rid of this head deformer. So... Because this isn't attached to anything. So, because I think it's something like this. It doesn't let you do it here. Because this is what I want to do is say you go underneath the head. Okay, so if you can't... That's move, that's label, that's... How do you add a deformer for the... Okay. Yeah, destination part. Warp deformer of head. Aha. As parent of selected object. Yes. There we go. And then underneath this warp deformer of the head, I can add everything. Everyone. And now when I look at this, aha, there we go. And then I could do a warp deformer. Yeah, face warp. Yes, okay, that's how I did that. I'm understanding what I did here. Yeah, okay, and I complicated everything by having two different models that I was trying to swap between at runtime. Which did not entirely work out. It works out there. And it works out there, but it's that green bit that just, yeah. Oh, right. It's so hard for me to do intentionally. But I'm just kind of sitting there doing whatever. I can hang out in the green zone. Okay. So let's just add warp deformers of all of these then. So yeah, it's selected, then I can just hit modeling. Create a new warp deformer. Is there gonna need to be any rotation? I think it's just the head. Nothing else is really gonna need to rotate. Everything else is fixed to the head. The head's the one thing that rotates. Yeah, because the eyebrows, I think it's mostly gonna be a deform. Doing like angry or sad. Ah, shoot. Because I may or may not want like straight eyebrows to then deform instead of what I've got going. I guess we'll see. I mean, yeah, it's probably the thing I should mess with next. Which I was about to add a deformer to it, so that's exactly it. Okay. Yes. Like that. Can I mean, it is already technically under this, so yeah, I guess I can't. But... So now do a warp deformer. Well, you only let me add 30 parts, and if I add deformers for all 30 parts and a couple of rotations, I'll be under the 50 deformers for the free. Okay. So now... Well, okay, I know what the X would be. Or is angle Y rotating around the Y-axis? And then angle X. And then Z. I don't remember pitch, roll, and yaw. Pitch is Z? Or roll is Z? And yaw is on the Y? Yo no sé. Yo no entiendo. And then I can never remember. Remember. The word remember in Spanish. I'm zoned out. I'm tired. I'm dead. I'm so tempted to just play a game. I could do the smart thing and just go to bed too. Okay, so if I mess with the warp deformer of brow right. Okay, it takes the brow off. So that's the positioning of it for sure. Wow, that's subtle. That's not really what I was looking for. So if we do this. It seems to be sort of subtle. Can I make an angry eyebrow? Like... This is why I was separating the pixels into different parts when I did this last time. Yeah, I'm like, I could change the scale of it, which isn't really what I want for pixels. I don't know if there's a way to... That's just too subtle for what I got going. Well, you gotta lift the whole thing. Well, these are all at the same spot. Oh, because of the way I imported the images. That's why. It worked for images import, but it's not gonna work. Okay, meaning I gotta redo. Yeah, each piece has to be put into its place and then dragged onto here. Which sucks a little bit, just because this looks, you know, pixel perfect. It's not really the aim. Dang it. I'm like, as much as I was lambasting this character for being bad, for being made in 3 days, at least I had a little more concrete idea of... Yeah, it's because I need to take each individual part. Then the warp deformer will work out a little better. Yeah. And actually be over the image, because it's a small image in the middle of the... Well, this has been fun. I'm gonna have to redo some stuff. Okay, the stuff I'm gonna have to redo is... you. Yeah, each and every piece needs to be centered. That's the thing I could do, right? Yeah. So I should be able to, for maximum hilarity, to apply to all layers and frames, right? Like that. Yes, I can. Okay. So if I just do some more layers. Yeah, so if I do another layer for each ear. And then if I do another, way too many layers for so that's the mouth, the nose, eyebrow, eyebrow, eyeball, pupil, essentially. So other way around. Mouth. Nose. Left brow. Right brow. Oh, and I do need just one. Which is kind of gonna get rid of an eye. Okay, so just like layer 9 here. Actually, wait, I could just do that. There we go. Okay, so now I can just do that. And then I can look at hello, hello. It's always the part when I'm most tuned out, but it's because it's the end of the stream. It's always the like, I'm getting tired, I'm getting kind of done, I'm getting kind of, oh look. That's when other people come online, but why am I drawing a gnome? Because I love garden gnomes. That's like the thing, man. That's why I made the sad little VTuber model that I'm trying to improve. That's the attempt here. Yeah, so here's the updated, like, higher res version that I'm trying to figure out. I threw together the first model in like 3 days and trying to remember how to do this again and realizing I already goofed it up some, but what's my goal, brother? My goal is to hit affiliate by the end of the year, which would be hit 3 average viewers. Would be the ideal. I think Twitch actually has like a set your follower goal, but followers haven't seemed to matter. There's a new person that shows up and it's like, hey, not bad. Here's a follow, and then never seen again. But am I over 18? I'm a couple years away from being twice that. actually. Yeah, 4 years away from being 18 twice over. I'm old. I'm feeling it. Well, right now I'm just feeling sick, which is a bummer because this is the first time I've been sick in like 3.5 years. Not too bad though. It could be a lot worse, but being congested is not fun. But mathematically, if you think twice, it's essentially no twice included. You took in double negatives. Yeah. So if you double check, it's like you didn't check at all. Interesting. I don't think negatives work in all cases. And language is not, yeah, like negative. Am I over 18? So, if we remove the math from it, yes, I am 32. Which, that's a number, that's math. But if we remove the math from it, then doubling a variable to smoke the answer. Yeah, that's like that. There's a fun math magic trick you could do that's like that. It's like think of a number, double it, add like 5, and then divide it by 2, and then subtract your original number, I think. And then you say, oh, the answer's 2.5. And it's like, why didn't you just say that? Because I wanted to think twice and not have the answer matter, because, you know, negatives. And I'm checking if I should be here or not. As in, are you under 18? Over 18? Not that it really matters, but am I 18 or not? At this point, I said I'm 32. Which is over 18. So, I'm 32, which is greater than 18. So, oh, my brain is so full of fuzz. That's not. Yeah, I was like, and then I don't know if you're interested in knowing more, but I typically stream pixel art and indie game stuff on Mondays, and then indie games on Fridays. Although I do want to expand my schedule to actually streaming more game dev stuff, because I want to. That's definitely been thinking a lot about expanding my content to actually be content instead of just random stuff I've made, because that's so much of the stuff I've made is just random content, or not it's not, it's just random stuff. It's like, nah, my itch.io page is probably a better showcase. I always click on this because I'm like, oh yeah, here's my everything, here's all of the everything, which is always a little much, but I just like a variety of things, so it's harder for me to, don't be embarrassed about your old ass age. Get cynical when you do that. Well, I like to complain about it simply because of the fact that well, I think it probably is. There probably is some little bit of subconscious, like, oh, you know, the 30 under 30. I'm like, oh, well, I'm over 30, so that's not happening anymore. No, that's the other thing. It was also college. Come May. Oh, no. Come the end of the month, I will be 10 years out of college. And I just feel like I've been working on games. I got a game development degree. That I just feel like there should be a little more success instead of just here's a bunch of unfinished nonsense and the occasional play on the thing there. But graduated in 2011. Hit the recession right on time. I can't imagine the kiddos that are going to be graduating around now into a world of AI as AI gets better and better. And it's like, there's probably some overhyping of AI, but it's still, there's some, well, it's one of those things of like, it looks impressive, but yeah, there's no artistic intent behind it. But I think there's a good amount of people that aren't going to care about the artistic intent. I know that's one thing, like they were saying, like stock footage is gone, essentially, which, yeah, I can agree. But I don't know that there was much money in stock footage anyway, so... What's my take on AI? Cautiously optimistic? I mean, you'd hope that it would be used for, like, here's a robot that can help you do household chores. Although we've seen a lot of, like, here's art. We did an art. It's like, but that's what people want to do. That's the fun part of being a person and alive, not chores. I think somebody did a TikTok like that, or an Instagram or something, that was like, I want the AI to do my chores and not art, so that, but instead we're having the AI do art so I can do more chores. We had that with Roombas. Yeah, and I keep hearing stories about Roomba is stuck on a cliff because it bumped over the edge of the carpet. It fell off a rug and got stuck. Yeah, I've got a lot of carpet in this apartment, and I still have not bought a Roomba or anything, but... Okay. Yeah, I ain't doing any more of this. How have I been? Hello, hello. I'm doing okay. Could probably do better. Came home to a letter eviction. Shoot. I don't even remember what the song is there, but... It's just because I'm stuffed up. Have some confidence in your experience. You've been here hardly, what, a couple minutes, and you've already hit the nail on the head. There is no confidence here. I know, that's the whole thing. I was just watching Kung Fu Panda, and the whole thing was the dragon scroll is just, you already have all the pieces you need. You're the secret ingredient. You just gotta believe in yourself. And that just hasn't happened. I'm just like, it's not good enough. It sucks. Or rather, it's good enough, but it's not great. And I feel like with so much... People just make so much cool stuff, and it's gotta be great to be seen. And my stuff is good. Only because I lived it. It's not entirely nervous laughter. I think some of it is... I'm just laughing at my own jokes. I want to hear your hot take right now about anything. A hot fucking take? I don't know if I have a hot take, but there's the movie I like to bitch about is Downsizing. That's a Matt Damon movie from forever ago that they took a intriguing sci-fi concept, made, like, actually fleshed it out a little bit, and then just did a different movie, like in the third of the movie. And then another third of the movie is just a different movie. They just kind of like threw out everything and started over twice in the middle of the movie. And it was just... I did not like it. It's about as hot of a take as I got, but... How's the game going? I think I saw it at the library, and it was a demo of the character system. The... If you're talking Bum Squad, that I haven't worked on in a while simply because of... it's just a lot. It's because of the trying to do chess plus card game is just going to be so scary in terms of AI. But it's I got it to a good spot and then left it. Which is kind of what I do with all my projects, where it's like, it's not great, but it's at a good spot. And then I run away and say, oh, that last 20% takes 80% of the time? Uh, yeah, let's go do something else. uh, it's just, this thing, this is just a big project that I was wanting to have as like kind of a work on over time as a background project. And I'm okay with putting it on pause for a little bit. Yeah, okay, I don't have the itch.io page. That was the next spot for... I've just had a lot of things going on this year. I got 2 weeks into making a new project. I got it to the point of, like, here's the game loop. You can actually... no, what am I doing? Instagram. But I got this new project into the spot where, like, here's the game loop. You can actually, like, play some semblance of the game, and then... didn't get a chance to touch it for, like, a month and a half, because I was house-sitting. I just had my laptop. And then I had kidney stone issues in January, and then... now I'm sick. This year's been relentless. But I don't have any plans for a couple months, so I'm really hoping I could get this into a good spot. But okay, opposite of Supersize Me. They did that last week, made it MVP, and then immediately dumped it on itch and moved on. Yeah, that's what I do with a lot of my stuff, is because there's just so much of it that doesn't really get seen. So, but I know this. I've gotten a lot of good feedback about this in terms of, like, you know, this is fun to mess around with. And I'm like, oh, this only took me 2 weeks. But I think some of it is I focused on the satisfying, like, moving and placing things. Just because, like, you get the audio of, like, clicking stuff and all that. I think I have that in here. Yeah, there. My entire words will be packaged up to pessimism. Thank God you have a sliver of hope. I know some of it's just a matter of time. I know that's what they say about, like, you know, Jar Jar Mountain didn't get famous until he was, like, 48. Oh, this doesn't even have the particle effects and stuff. Yeah, this is one that I did I streamed a little bit of it, and somebody was like, a skill tree building roguelike? That's such a fucking cool idea. So, like, the people I've shown this to have said, you know, this is fun and playable even after just 2 weeks. So, like, definitely sort of felt the magic with that one. But can never hate on pessimism or optimism. There's a third option, full-on selfishness. Probably something I need to add into my life a little more is to, well, no, I don't know if it's selfishness necessarily. It's just more of a confidence in that I know things and can do things and can make a good game that somebody might actually be interested in. But the ones people typically respond to are ones worth expanding. Yeah, yeah. Well, some of it's a little frustrating because, like, let's see if I look at my analytics on here. That's the profile. It's a lot of the stuff that I'm not interested in expanding is the stuff that people are interested in. Oh yeah, this is the, like, if I just leave, for some reason my link tree gets a lot of clicks, and I don't know, like, that top link on my link tree gets a lot of clicks, and I don't know where that traffic is coming from necessarily. But yeah, this idle dice roller. I'm like, oh, this idle game that I threw together because I'm like, oh, that's super easy to make for a game jam. Is one of my more viewed projects, and I'm not interested in making an idle game. Why in the hell does this have that many views? Oh, it's the Linktree issue. Maybe not issue, but I don't know what I did that people click on my Linktree so much, but no, it has been this last couple projects. This both Bump Squad and Theory Crafter. Oh yeah, this is one that people liked on Twitter at least. They're like, "Oh, Vampire Survivors in first person. That's a cool idea." But this is right when I was getting. That's when I got diagnosed with the kidney stone, and was just like, "Yep, no, I'm a little too depressed to give this my all." And it's another one of those more cynical, like, or not cynical, but I was just kind of like, we'll try out this genre, despite the fact that I don't play a lot of games in that genre. Again, another one of those, like, I made this because it was quick for a game jam. Not entirely like, oh, I'm really invested in this project. Selfishness isn't a bad thing, but when you're young, it's toxic. But after 30, selfishness is cool and ready to be misunderstood by everyone younger than you. I think it depends on the degree of selfishness. I think you can. There's a line where you can cross into just being a dick. I look at the ones that have comments, ratings, collections. Yeah, like I said, it was Idle Dice Roller. I think was also because of the GMTK Game Jam. Oh, this has a lot of collections. This one's super old though. That's like a lot of downloads too. Yeah, I don't know if this is also like just the time I released it and the itch.io algorithm. I don't know if I would want to revisit this. Because this is a more singular, like, for a game jam kind of project. Where it's you run around an office stabbing your coworkers and, doing a ritual for the llama god. I guess it is a very, like, singular, specific thing, which is better for, Yeah, there was just this one comment there, but... Did my first game jam in, like, 6 years. Almost zero traction. Now I remember why I stopped doing them. Yeah, this idle game was the one that has gotten the best traction, and the GMT Game Jam actually hasn't been too bad in terms of interaction. But I think that's also because I was rating other people's stuff that there was more interest in, mutual looking at projects and stuff. It was a bit of a bummer because the one I did this last year, I tried to do more on the art, and it just did not turn out well. I just didn't finish it, so it was kind of sad. Yeah, this one. I thought the idea was fairly promising, but it didn't seem to resonate with the Twitch or the itch.io audience. But the line became blurred around 30 for me personally because I started taking them into account. Once you ignore everyone else, you realize ego. I mean, there is some degree of... At least where I'm coming from in terms of making a game and selling a product, there is an amount of, like, you gotta listen to what people say, but... You guys had to show up to chat, right? When I'm like, I need to take a piss, but I don't want to step away. This is the first time all evening I've had anybody to talk to. I'm finding people are much more resistant to downloading EXEs on Twitch now. That's when I don't know if that's like for me, I know just in terms of like if it's a game jam game, I just don't want to go through the hassle of wait for the thing to download, find it in a folder, figure out where the EXE is, and then click on it when there's the web version that you can... I try to do web versions of my games, which was a real bummer when I did the that Snowman game, because I wanted that to be a web version, but I clicked the high definition, and that made it into a... No, you can't actually put it on the web, but... There we go. There you go. I got your message. it was trying to do an auto mod thing because it flags the fuck off as a bad. If you're making your game, you should tell everyone else to fuck off. Well, yeah, and I can see why it was flagging it, because that does sound bad. But it's also because it's not everyone. It's everyone that is not interested in that specific thing. It's finding the specific audience. That was definitely the when I was watching that Doug's Guide to Character Creators. Was what he was kind of getting at was you need to make something for a specific audience. Where he was saying it's like, oh, I'm making this for me, and if I think this is funny, then I should do it, because that's my audience is me. Which is what I've been trying to hone down recently. That's why I was working on redoing my model, is so I could kind of do a branding refresh and stop using my name as the Twitch thing. I'm like, yeah, probably shouldn't be doxing myself with here's most of my full name. But then I gotta buy new business cards again. That's okay. It's like, it's all a process. If I get more piles of business cards, that's fine. Selfishness is great for a few peeps, especially artists. But when we compare that dangerous word to others, it's abused. Well, it's the definitions of what do you mean by fuck off, and I think it's, like I said, it's a specific audience thing, but we should be bullies in art, only bullying people who don't see our vision. I don't know if bullying necessarily. It's because I think of bullying as specifically like, being mean to somebody, but it's. If somebody doesn't see the vision, then they, like, that's, different people are different people, and, like, culturally, there's, but if it's somebody who does not want to engage with the work in the way that you meant, and wants to say it says something else entirely, then that's definitely should use bullying. Yeah. It shouldn't use bullying. I can't tell if that's supposed to be a joke or a typo, or, if it's the, serendipitously both a joke and a typo. Because I know I've definitely done that in typing up text and words. Just leave out the not, which is like, oh, that changes the meaning of what I'm trying to say, but that is a typo. I did mean to leave a not in there. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, my brain's too full of fuzz to... Well, it's because I gotta redo this. Which I did, kinda. Yeah, because I clicked this button. And ta-da! Now I can export all of these. The joke is a mental enlightenment. At what point do you go your route that you paved regardless of social validation? Well, that's if you know what direction you want to head. If you say, this is me, this is who I am, regardless of anybody else, I think that's a good spot to be at, but I think there's a lot of people that don't know who they are. I think I've been a little frustrated myself, because I feel like I'm a good 80 to 90% there as to, like... That's a hot take that a lot of people don't know who they are. I mean, because I think a lot of people... I don't know. I'm a creative person. I think... I would like to help other people be creative, but... And I think there's a lot of people that have a lot of creativity in them, but a lot of people that don't create. Like, I know there's a few of there's a good chunk of my friends that have started streaming and then stopped, which is a little frustrating to me because it's like they stream for a couple months, get more followers and more average viewers than me, and then stop. And I'm like, I've been doing this for 4 years now, and still can't hit affiliate. Like, but it is the focus of content. Like, my friend was doing VR, specifically VR streaming, and it's like, okay, he had a niche, so that's what helped. All art starts at validation, and that validation carries an artist to gain a style. And it's on the artist to break away after that. Well, I mean, yeah, that's that's pigeonholing an artist into a certain style. But I feel like I'm on drugs reading this. Reading which thing? I'm like, for me, I'm just seeing it as an interesting conversation. I'm like, I want to do something in the background, but I also want to just converse, but my brain is too fried to be working on this anymore. And this is typically where I turn on, like, Backpack Hero or something, but I think my brain's too fried for Backpack Hero, too. Yeah, I was playing a lot of Gloompa recently, which is a cute reskinning of Grindstone, which Grindstone I enjoyed a lot, and then it got to be, you know, it lived up to its name and got too grindy. But it's pretty rare that I find a mobile game I get sucked into. A lot of them run into the, like, number go up, you did it. And I get a little sick of that. The monetization, I think, kills a lot of mobile games. For sure. Yeah, that's my Google Doc there. Mobile game designs I actually like. Just the way you're saying these things, like a dude on Santa Monica Beach painting a forest while staring out at the ocean. Style is essentially giving up on being a grandmaster artist and your own shortcuts. Maybe. Well, grandmaster artist, it's one of those things of, like, realism versus style. So, like, and it's funny because I think my mom likes, I think she thinks she likes realistic stuff. But, like, one of her favorite artists is Norman Rockwell, which is that hyper realism, where it's like he was painting with a lot of detail, but, you know, also staging actors and bringing out the colors and saturation and stuff. So I'm forgetting what the other artist is that she found recently that was kind of in the same style, but it's an appreciation to how they decipher how they approach art. That part of it is inspirational. You mean for a grandmaster who's figured out a style on how they approach art? I didn't know there was some of that with, like, Picasso and stuff. No, it was Salvador Dali. That's the museum that I saw in Florida. That was, well, I don't know that he had, I think he had a little bit more of a realistic phase, and then kind of branched out into the more experimental stuff. And then at the end got into more religious art and stuff. With that same sort of style, which is interesting. But yeah, religious art is not really my thing, for sure. Not even a grandmaster, but a thing everyone else sees as a copy. Yeah. Copy of what exactly? Well, and it's one of those things of like, I would not call myself a good artist. I would not call myself. It's one of those things of like, I've made a whole bunch of stuff, and yet I would hesitate to call myself an artist, and that's definitely in the like, you know, a matter of confidence thing. Yeah, I don't know how much of the stuff is. Because a lot of the style that I ended up on was born out of the limitations if I wanted to make a very small character with an expressive face, and then I've just stuck with that. You know, should I branch out a little more? Yeah, probably, but that's kind of what I'm doing with this, just like, you know, upping the resolution just a little bit, so. He's Toby Fox, for example. He made a game, everyone copies his style, and he's the first. Do you think he did it to be mainstream? He became mainstream. People copy Undertale? Yeah, there's a few different games. Do I remember them off the top of my head? No. I'm thinking of Heartbound simply because there's been just so much pirate software on the internet. And I can never remember. There's another one like a little animal character and like a ball. It might be something like Soulbound or something. Oh, this is a released game. I thought he was still working on it. Oh, it's early access. Since 2018? Dang. But I guess if you're making money like he is on Twitch, then, okay, is it gonna show me? Yeah, Omori is another one that's very Undertale-like. There's obviously Earthbound. Earthbound is before Undertale. Like, Undertale is pulling a lot from Earthbound. They did, but not until he soloed it. I think Heartbound was using that style well before Undertale. Well, I was just looking at this now because I didn't realize when this came out. I feel like Undertale is around this time. I feel like Undertale's pretty old. Yeah, 2015. This was said 2018. This was 2020. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I've been watching a friend play through Panatopia. It's also somewhat Undertale-esque. Leads into the more horror adventure art. Well, and it's less RPG. I don't know. I'm kind of stretching with this. It's just on my mind. Is it? That's not it. I spelled it wrong. Panoptia. That's. I don't know why I was doing a Panatopia. Panoptia. Panoptia. But that's, yeah, it's more horror adventure game than it is RPG. But closer to that style for sure. It's the fact that everything mainstream is fools just doing it before them. Total Package wasn't his, obviously, or it would be big. It still feels weird to say Toby's style is now mainstream. It's definitely not any game has become common knowledge since with that style. Well, Undertale is, yeah, I was gonna say like 200,000 reviews is a crazy amount for Steam. So, but yeah, that's 60,000. That's still a lot. I mean, this is obviously a little smaller, but the Total Package is mainstream. Well, and some of that is, like, that's just how genres are born and stuff, too. I don't like this feature on Steam. Please do not play the trailer with sound. He defined mainstream on his own, purely based on what he wanted. Well, and like you said, I think some of it's not mainstream necessarily. It's a singular vision that was created that a lot of people latched onto and then branched off and made a genre there from that. I mean, that's just the arguing the fact of, like, there's things that are mainstream enough that they birth genres. And mainstream, as in, like, sometimes you just gotta work at it, too, because that's all of the From Software games. Where, they had to work at becoming mainstream, but now that it is mainstream, there's plenty of different Souls-like stuff. Yeah, I was like, Twitch is definitely not liking the term fuck off there. I can see that it's not pointed at anybody. It's particular, but Twitch just latches onto the term and doesn't like it. Yeah, he did what he wanted, and now he is mainstream. Well, like I said, that's a person finding their own unique individual vision. And then that's how you become mainstream, ironically enough. If you chase the trend, then you're behind it. You have to become the trend. Undertale probably could have had that effect if not for the fact that it's a super hard to make a game in that style and have it succeed. Yeah, that's speaking of Pirate Software and Heartbound. That's what he was saying. It's hard to make that kind of game because so much of it is bespoke content for a single instance of a thing. You don't get a chance to reuse a lot of content. It's not like a roguelike. It's also why I don't gravitate to that kind of thing either. I've moved away from story games as I've gotten older. They make for much better Let's Plays than they do for, like, me sitting around and playing the game. Draw what you want to draw. Fuck mainstream. Mainstream is a pitfall, it's a trap, and 90% of people fall for it. Heartbound is not a fun game, but polished to all hell. I mean, it's, I would assume, somewhat polished. It says it's still early access, so. Yeah, I was trying to play through Sea of Stars recently, and I say trying to because I just got bored of it. Like, the story of what little bare bones there was not grabbing me, and that was the problem. It's just because I saw that as a video title on YouTube that was Sea of Mid, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of how I was feeling about it. Yeah, this frustrated me right here because this is the first thing. They're like, oh, somewhere out in the world there's this giant sleeping monster, and it's the first dungeon. And then the second, they're like, oh, there's this ghost ship, and then that's the second thing you go to, and that's the only, like, world building they were doing. It did not feel like a fleshed out world. It felt very much like a, here's our arcade, here's our what is it, Ghost Train ride that Yahtzee says on YouTube. Very pretty game, but just was not grabbing me. Not a huge Earthbound fan either. So I'm not the audience for either of those games. Yeah, Earthbound I don't know. Never got a chance to play it. But something like Chrono Trigger, I absolutely love the hell out of Chrono Trigger, which is why I kickstarted this and was excited about this and was bummed when I was not excited about this. What the High Money Corps want you to know is that you are incapable of making a crazy cool idea, and it's nothing, but they are built on it. I don't know that they... I would push back on the incapability of it, because there's a lot of publishing efforts. There's a lot of companies that are like, hey, if you have a crazy cool idea, we'll publish it. So, the but and I think there's a lot of corporate stuff that they're not excited about crazy cool ideas because that's not stable. I think there's this misunderstanding of, hey, we should chase stability in the art market. So let's make a live service game because, oh, people will continue to pay money for a live service game. And then they've made so many failed live services because people are like, oh, well, this is not art. This is a grind. And I don't I don't care. So I'm ready for the solo indie who spends 10 years daily working on a Golden Sun game. I don't know Golden Sun either. I'm assuming it's something similar to like a Chrono Trigger RPG. Chrono Trigger's my touch point. And I enjoyed the heck out of that game. Oh, I'm looking for his Steam page, and I'm like, oh, they're probably too old for a Steam page. This is not that, Well, and I know there's probably going to be a push for more, like, PlayStation likes. The, whatever, 30-year cycle or whatever. Sickling goals to ride that to your grave, gotta meet in the middle. I feel like I missed out. I don't know Golden Sun at all. Last game was on the 3DS, which Golden Sun's fan like, but hate for some reason. If only they had a Steam page. Well, that's one of those double-edged swords. I think it took them a while to get Final Fantasy on Steam in a condition that was actually playable, if I remember correctly. Yeah, okay, I was like, I thought Golden Sun was a Game Boy thing. But yeah, it says DS there too. Man, DS was... I really enjoyed DS games. There was a lot of really good stuff on DS. That was definitely my... If I ever say Dark Dawn was a good game. You guys got me curious about the series. Yeah, that's the thing about games, is that it's harder to go back and just experience a thing. Like, I think there's been a good amount of movies that have been pushed to digital so that they can be put on streaming, and books can be reprinted fairly easily, but like, I think it would be... I still have a Game Boy. I could dig up a Game Boy, but I think it would be harder to dig up a Golden Sun console. Although, there is the library. I don't know if you could get, like, Golden Sun Dark Dawn at the library or not. Wait, so this was a 3DS? Because that one says DS. I was told there was a 3DS. Oh, they were both Game Boy Advance games. And then a DS game. Mentioned From Software being copied. Wish they'd stop copying themselves and go back and make another Lost Kingdoms. Do not play Golden Sun out of order. Good to know. Not that I would play Golden Sun. I've gotten a little out of the RPG phase. Like, it's... I think especially after the disappointment of Sea of Stars. Although, I did kickstart a couple of things that are RPGs There's that trash RPG with Dustin Binsley, which it's one of those like I remember everything except the name of the game. Nope, that is not helping me. If I do trash RPG. Kingdoms of the Dump. Okay. Trash RPG did work. Yeah, this is one of those ones that I kickstarted because I liked the concept of here's all these junk creatures and stuff. So I do have another RPG coming, but after Sea of Stars soured me on the concept and the fact that they're long games with a lot of reading. Not that I dislike reading, but I've gotten more interested in just the systems of a game. Which I should play Balatro, but I'm a little afraid that I'll be sucked in and get addicted to it. But maybe that's a sign that it's a game I should play. Because it sounds like the design on this game is just very honed in on a specific thing. It's so tempting. I already bought a few games that I need to actually like play, but then I got sucked into Dishonored, and I'm like, I really like immersive sims. I did not know this about myself. I just got scared off by the stealth elements, but once I sort of gave up on the idea that I'm gonna be any kind of stealthy, Dishonored got a lot more interesting for me. There's another good big album. That'll work. Same person will also say they never play games at top difficulty, but flash their Dark Souls game completion. I mean, I'm not great at difficult games, but I've made my way through both Elden Ring and Dark Souls. It wasn't easy, but it was definitely possible. Avoid roadblocks with the plague. I get too determined to win and end up sinking way too many hours. Yeah, I like roguelikes. I hit the end and then I kind of call it good. Like, that's what happened with... well, I would say that's what happened with Hades, but I got a good chunk into some of them more, like, endgame stuff on Hades. Okay, as much fun as I'm having, I need to go use the restroom, so I will be back. Okay, much better. Play Dark Souls. I know I'm not the topic of discussion, but yeah, 158 hours with a recent long stretch. It surprised me. Why was it even brought up then? I mean, I was bringing up Dark Souls. I was saying Dark Souls in terms of the, yeah, there was the Dark Souls copying themselves. And go back and make another Lost Kingdoms, which I didn't look that up. Because I think the conversation was about genres, and 2002 action role-playing game. But is it a character action game? That would get me a little more interested. Although I say that, and I still haven't played DMC5. I think I have it. Devil May Cry? Yeah, I have Devil May Cry 5, and I still haven't played it. I somehow missed all of the Devil May Cry games except for DMC, the weird Ninja Theory reboot. Lost Kingdoms 1 and 2 and an hour or two of Bloodborne. That's one of those ones that I wish I had a PlayStation to play some Bloodborne. Especially now that I've gotten through Elden Ring and Dark Souls. The Bloodborne is entirely my kind of vibe. But so this is also a FromSoft thing? This is a FromSoft thing. Hard to describe. It's a third-person action game, but you fight with cards that are drawn into your controller button slots. Each monster you defeat gets you a chance at their card. Sounds like that one game that that I saw a YouTube video about that was interesting. That was essentially a what if that's not what I oh no, I can't think of the names of the video. No, I wanted the YouTube channel that was... Shoot. Okay, so there's a card element to Lost Kingdoms. Oh, it's GameCube gameplay. Again, this is not a... this doesn't have a Steam page. I mean, Steam is a bit... probably too ubiquitous, the fact that it's become the face of game marketing, but they also did a really good job making that system. Seeing how Epic is having a really hard time competing. It's like, yeah, they've done a good job of making Steam better and better, so. You know, recognize Dark Souls and FromSoft as a pitfall. A pitfall in terms of difficulty. The Dark Souls of something or other, to say hard game, but FromSoft has created some of the best game designs, but they eventually made Demon Souls and then immediately fell into the COD cycle of that design. The best design sounds a little biased. Having played Dark Souls and Elden Ring, it's a very unique flavor of game, for sure. Because even something like the level design is not obvious, which makes it very interesting when you're climbing up like a tower on the very lip of chunks of rock and stuff, but that's actually the level design. But... what is your opinion on Mario as a whole? all of the Mario games, because if you say the core, like platforming Mario, I think that's a little easier to talk about. But the totality of Mario encompasses a lot of genres at this point. But personally, I'm a 3D Mario fan. Their overall compilation of game design and how they approach it. Like me personally, I'm like I was saying, with not doing as much story RPG stuff, I like the gameplay first design of a lot of Nintendo games. Yeah, I'm almost finished with Kirby and the Forgotten Kingdom. 2D platformer Mario is quite fun. I dislike the 3D title. 64 was great, but hurt a lot by the controls of their time. Well, it's okay to be wrong sometimes. I'm a huge 3D Mario fan. That's Super Mario. I bought the Switch just so I could get Super Mario Odyssey. And I love Super Mario 64. A lot of people say the camera is jank, but I don't remember having too many problems with it, but yeah, I have yet to play and I like the Galaxy games too. It's just Super Mario Odyssey has such a good movement system. But also love RE1 and 2, so I won't hold the controls against the 64. I've heard the camera is kind of weird on the Resident Evil games. Never been into horror myself much, so Resident Evil hasn't been my thing. I want to take, is graphics a deadline for you? It feels kind of weird to be the one streaming and also be the one that's kind of in the middle of the conversation. I think some of that sounds a little conflated. Like, you can dislike the 3D Mario games and like the 2D games, and that's not yeah, that doesn't sound related to graphics to me at all. It's one of those, like, to each their own. That's why they make all sorts of different Mario games, for sure, but yeah, consistent art style, cohesive overall visual style. I'm also in that camp. Let's see, can I think of, because I know it's like looking at, like, if you find somebody's, like, first game, there is a lot of that, like, mishmash of art assets where they're all sized at different, like, where the pixels are not those the same sizes, and it's like, yeah, that looks jank for sure. Like, can I think of a AAA game that has a less cohesive art style? Because I think that's something a lot of AAA games do. Don't make a game with just Unity assets. I think there's probably a way to make that a little more cohesive too, but, and especially because there's people that make their own, like, sets of art assets. Like, so if you find somebody's set of art assets, you could get fairly far with it, but bringing up Unity took me back 5 steps. It's hard to name a game with bad cohesion, because they aren't games we'd remember. Yeah. Well, and here I am looking at Super Mario Odyssey. And this is one of those interesting ones where it's like, because, yeah, if you look at, like, the, you know, weird Mario... New Donk City. If you look at New Donk City, and the characters in New Donk City, they definitely look a bit odd compared to Mario. Yet somehow it's still somewhat cohesive. And can I think of a game that, like you said, I think it's just, if it's not cohesive, it's really hard to have it stick in your memory. I know there's definitely games that have played around with different, like, sets of art styles and stuff. Yeah, I feel like I gotta follow stuff on social media a little more. I've kind of fallen off of, like, watching stuff on TikTok and all that, and there's definitely been cool indie games that I've just sort of never gotten around to playing, despite the fact that, yeah, and I can't, there's one that I saw on TikTok that did, like, the jumping through different genres, essentially, and I can't think of that. Okay, and that's not. I like personal creative freedom, even if it gets 2 likes on Instagram. If you like that, that's my stuff. I've honed in on a specific art style, and it gets... can I find something with 2 likes? Specifically. Here's 3 and 4. Oh, there's 0. Wow. I can hit all the numbers except 2. A post with specifically 2 likes on Instagram. It's a bummer. I think I accidentally killed my Instagram. I was getting up to like 30 on a regular basis. There's 2. There's one with 2 likes. My whole thing is mainstream is the bad guy. Professionally, games are my income. I like games that get attention and purchases. Personally, art is art. Make whatever you want as long as you're happy with what you made. Fantastic. Well, games are in that unique space of, like, to really fully experience a game, you need multiple people. Like, you need, well, I guess you don't need multiple people necessarily, but there's a lot of games that benefit from having, you know, like 2 players. So, and that's like the more people that you need for a game to really experience it, the more it needs to become more mainstream. Enjoy your life hitting the medium. Well, and I was just watching what is it? Jacob Geller did a video recently of art for no one, and was talking about the art installation called City, that is just a absolutely massive structure out in the middle of the desert that only a handful of people have seen, and it's only because the guy who made it was forced to show people. Quite enjoy my life and make games for a living. Couldn't be happier with that trap. I mean, I'm a tad jealous. Doing military simulation stuff for my job is not nearly as feel good as making a game. Although I know there's games that also are, yeah, Art for No One is the most recent video. I can tell this bitch is capable because he's passionate, but show me in. Yeah, I'm very on the fence about, like, doing games for a living. At least, because it would more than likely be AAA stuff, but a lot of the horror stories of, like, crunch just don't excite me. I'm not jealous. He bought the mainstream dream. You hit the American dream, but I'm going at you with a push. How do you push a successful fool? Sounds like a setup for a riddle. Yeah, I'm a little more... I've somewhat slid into the camp of, like... You know, it's less about a singular vision. Just because I've spent 10 years making a whole bunch of different games, and it feels like they've hardly been seen. And... It's just like, with games in particular, you kind of do want somebody to see the thing you made. You know, to have an experience. Their ego is wild at this point. The push is confusing. I'd kind of agree. I don't entirely know what's being pushed here. Yeah, because games are very much a commercial medium. Like, they're very much about selling something. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if you guys have accounts or anything on Twitch, but I love following other people's work, so feel free to plug stuff if you want. Uh-oh. I'm in a lot of Discords. I'm in very many Discords. I have too many, to the point of I don't look at, like, any of them. I kind of click the link, I'm excited, and I click the link, and I go, oh, notifications, gotta get rid of that. I ain't ever gonna read it or look at it. That's... I'm not too great about remembering names on Twitch, just because a lot of them have come and gone. They've been a very immediate, like, here's a name, and then it disappears. Let's see, so now can I figure out which one it is? Suddenly feeling bad. Let's see if like I said, I've kind of fallen off of looking at stuff on social media here too. There we go. Well, I did it for you. Anyone with shipped games has this badge, and you can follow the link to their games. Oh. Maybe one day I should, you know, ship a game. That was my goal last year, and my goal this year is to ship a game, to actually put something on Steam. I mean, I put this on my wish list, which, you know, doesn't amount to a hill of beans if you never actually purchase the thing, but then again, I've kind of put all of Steam on my wish list at this point. I'm only on the art side of things. Well, feel free to plug your stuff, like I said. I like 3D platformers. Although, so wait, is this a full-on 3D platformer, or was it... This almost looked like a... Put objects in the, like the platforming is automatic, then you put objects in front of it. Why is it at 5 times speed? I didn't even think about it. That's my default. I just watch everything on YouTube at like ridiculous speeds. I have my video speed controller that speeds everything up. So it's not 5 times speed. It was 2.5 times speed. It's half that. Do dev for a living and also do art as hobby. Made the mistake of assuming it was all art related. I mean, game development is definitely art, but that's at a point you could say anything and everything is art. It's like, you know, when you make a sandwich for lunch, is that art? It's like, yeah, it's an art for one person. And only really experienced by that one person. Then take control of the mini bot and platform your way across the level. Okay, so you do actually platform with the bot. Which makes it sound sort of like a solo 3D Ultimate Chicken Horse, which I do like Ultimate Chicken Horse a lot. Although some of that is the social element of that. Do 0 art, all code, hire the artists. Click the developer now and enjoy the new game page that went live today. As in another game on Steam. We'll just keep clicking all the buttons that I missed. Went to school to learn programming for selfish reasons. I haven't drawn in about 7 years, but that's the last piece. Oh, you're saying it's out now, but... Oh yeah, that's weird. Oh, it doesn't show up under there, but it shows up here. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't gotten into the back end of Steam. Like, I've attempted to start a Steam page once or twice, and that's been about it. To identify famous movies based on your most boring description of the possible. It definitely sounds difficult. Like I do like guessing movies and stuff, so. Developer profiles are weird on Steam. Gotta email him about it. Hey, it's pretty good. That's better than any of the art I've done. I've never actually done... I guess I've done some amount of cartoon stuff. And then I've got my pixel art. But... personally, never done anything about this good. Yeah, like, that's... like I said, better than anything I could do. At least, right now. I'm also not as interested in trying to crank out a bunch of properly, art with a proper figure, but... Yeah, I'm like, do I have anything, like... Yeah, it's like, anytime I try to do any more pixels, any higher resolution, it starts to fall apart pretty quick. Which is probably a point of like, hey, I should expand my ability to do things a little more, but... you can only focus on so much. Is it this one? Yeah, this is the one where I was trying to increase the number of pixels, and it's like, yeah, I'm just ending up with janky arms, and like... Some of it's probably the fact that I'm just stuck in pixel art, but... Oh, click the link? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, because it's like I would click the link, but I think it would pop up on this screen instead of my other screen, which would I'm like, is there a way I can click it and look at it and give the Because I think if I click on a different Chrome page and then click on the link, it'll pop up on the other Chrome page, but just to be sure, I will avoid it, unfortunately. Yeah, X is another one of those ones that I also killed my X account because I followed too many people. I get excited about people making stuff. Yeah, I really should go and cull a lot of the follows. Mental interpenetration? Or was it supposed to be interpretation? I'm drawing an anime style. Twitter is dead AF. Yeah, I've never been good at Twitter. I've never really been good at any social medias in terms of my game development stuff, but I just post on there a lot simply because it makes for a nice journal. It makes for a nice, like, I could just go back and see all the stuff that I made. That's why I like posting on there. Even tried to pay X to promote the tweets. They showed it to no one and refunded it. Wow. Yeah, I haven't finished a project enough to actually feel like I should promote something. I don't know how it would go. I think that's the one thing Facebook is okay at. Because, like, Facebook, in terms of Facebook has been seen by no one. Like, Instagram, I was just saying, gets, like, 2 likes or something. Gets, like, a handful of likes. But Facebook gets straight up, like, no visibility. And I think it's purely based on, like, you have to pay for for Facebook to actually promote your content. Yeah, I'm like, when did my Instagram fall off? It was because there was a section of, like, I didn't realize it was not posting with captions and tags. And I did that for a while. And I think that's what absolutely murdered my Instagram. Yeah, 30... No. Has it been that dead for that long? Yeah, okay, these are 25, 30... Yeah, even this. It's just like, this is some random thing I made. Like, it's... Yeah, so the base level I was at, like, 30. And then it just sort of fell off. It's like around here that it's... You want to see my art? Hey, it's a boat. It entirely looks like a boat. An Asset Forge. Not entirely familiar with Asset Forge. Okay, maybe we'll just pull up SoundCloud, and then the music will just play. It's 9:30. I should be going to bed. I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to do stuff tomorrow. Okay, I'll call it at 9:30. So, 10 minutes. Then you'll have to converse elsewhere. Oh yeah, Asset Forge. Well, I was assuming it was a asset forging application. Oh, a Kenny thing. Oh, okay, so this is drag and drop a lot of pieces together. Oh, this looks handy. If you're looking to make just like simple pre-made, or at least somewhat pre-made stuff. Yeah, all my 3D modeling has been voxel art. Like, that's, again, one of those, like, I've just kind of honed in on, this is the style. I haven't really deviated from it much. Yeah, this is the one I think I'm most proud of in terms of my voxel art. Because it took me a while to put together that plane. Yeah, I'm proud of this game. It's a bummer that it looks so ugly visually, but it was difficult in terms of programming. Oh wait, I'm like trying to pause it for the audio, and I'm like, there is no audio on this. Yeah, this was just a fun idea of trying to do the Grand Theft Auto in a Sky City. I'm confusing the hell out of myself. There we go. Yeah, and I was attempting to do some kind of janky, like, level of detail stuff, because there's just way too many buildings and planes and things. Yeah, this is one of those ones like I think this would be cooler if it just looked better visually. Yeah, and then all the planes derping out. Oh wait, I gotta go punch somebody off a cliff just because I can. There we go. Bop. Yeah, forgot I attempted to make cops that chase you down. And it really just janks out. Feel bad for the dude that made the massive voxel game, the Destruction one. Indie game with a grapple hook. Well, and if you're talking indie voxel game, YouTube has given me a lot of recommendations of, hey, I'm working on this voxel engine. Hey, I'm working on this voxel engine. Hey, look at this cool voxel engine. And it does all look cool, but then there's never like a full game that's finished and done and attached to it. Like the guy, like John Lynn, like did a couple of cool videos of like, this is really cool voxel engine, and then just hasn't touched it in 2 years. I showed off this really cool stuff and then just kind of disappeared. And I don't know if it's one of those situations of like waiting until it's good enough to show again, but I think there's a lot of voxel engines that have gotten stuck in that like waiting until it's done trap and then never seeing the light of day again. Oh, I can't think of any of the making an engine, that's a trap. Not a trap if you're doing something you want to do and not financially pressured towards. Well, a trap in terms of finishing things. Call it a trap, despite it being what I want to do. Yeah, I definitely think an engine being a trap in terms of finishing the engine or finishing something enough to actually get it out there is difficult for sure. Speaking of like voxel game engine stuff, yeah, this Nowhere by Duangle was such a cool idea. It had some cool screenshots and stuff where it's like, here's this life simulator of life inside of life. It's not what I was expecting in terms of I didn't think it was gonna pop up the image at a different screen here. But this is from like 10 years ago, more than that. And he got stuck in there like, I need to make an engine, and oh, because I need to make my own programming language, and it got deeper and deeper down that rabbit hole. The trap isn't finishing, it's more why it's being finished. Could be both passion and financial income. Well, I think that was the start of the conversation, though, is that it's difficult to hit that point of passion and financial income. And that financial income does tend to come from something that you're passionate about. He was posting cool stuff like for this. He was posting cool stuff on Twitter, like where the in terms of where the engine was at, and it just got just so deep. Yeah, years later with no progress. And this is even like an old blog that goes to an old blog. The argument is hitting the point that it's an ultimate downfall if you want to be an artist. But I'd point everyone in that direction so you can afford rent. Yeah, that's always the tug between art and... Well, it's that sliding scale of how much art and how much financial return you want. Although aiming for maximum financial return to the detriment of the art, ironically, doesn't work. You should just go ham sandwich and take the L for a while. Okay, wait. Oh, I'm listening to Make Acid. I was like, I switched artists. I was like, yeah, this is Water Flame. Ah, it's SoundCloud. Why do you do this? I click the thing that I want, and then it says, here's something else. Like, yeah, that's close, but not what I wanted. Okay, I did say 9:30, so I think I will be taking off. But like I said, I stream on Mondays and Fridays, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So, and I'm hoping to stream more. I want to stream more often, but which will be 6 to 8 Eastern Time, just after work. And ideally more game development stuff over just playing games. I still think I want to play games on Fridays, though. Just so that I can, you know, finish more games. Just to broaden my artistic horizons. Your deep take on meat sandwiches? Like, I don't eat meat, so you guys have fun with your sandwich talk. Like I said, I'm taking off, so you'll have to find some other way to continue the conversation, but feel free to follow if you haven't already. What's your deep take? End the stream. Like I said, I'm about to. I could hit the ending stream, but then that would cut my mic. And I would rather mumble into the microphone up until the final moment. Actually, can I turn on my mic? I don't really want to mess with it. For just a gag. Once insults are brought in, the conversation is fun. I said, like, personal insults. If you want to call that winning a conversation. I think that's Shane Gillis did that about Trump. It's like with political opponents and stuff. You just have to insult the opponent's integrity, and then they lose. Well, I'm like, can I pull up? Yeah, it's like I do want to remember the fact that I wanted to post these on social media, just to post something on social media again. For the first time in forever. Dang it, I was hoping to pull up stream ending as the sprite. Naturally, I can't find it because I never label things in a way that makes sense. Okay, well. I was just giving you guys an opportunity to actually continue the conversation. But if you are in fact done and just want to throw your mom jokes at each other, I will end the stream. Well, like I said, you know what? I will just hit the stream ending button. You guys can have fun finishing your conversation. But thanks for stopping by. Good night. Good luck. Have fun with insulting each other. Bye.